Welcome to Territory News. Today, our little explorers from the 21st century will show you rivers Oreto Springs, located in Moreales area that they themselves have explored and mapped.
What does the Oreto River look like today? Unfortunately, like an open sewer, not only in the terminal section, but throughout the catchment area. Yet in not very remote times, the Oreto was a river, described by historians, poets and scholars. Formerly rich in water and fish, it fed numerous mills just outside of the city walls.
More than 200 years ago, the Marquis of Villabianca described it in detail about the springs at the mouth in Fontanagrove Oretea with these textual words. Nobody is surprised if the Oreto, for many of his noble prerogatives, was esteemed the king of all the river of Sicily.
The radical transformations of the Oreto River were caused by men, especially by a political class. Death in the past years has allowed this degradation. Today there is talk of recovering the Oreto Valley, proposing various solutions, including the establishment of a natural park for the entire catchment area. The Oreto River, about 22 kilometers long, originates in the Portelle di Renda, southeast of Pioppo, with the name of Sant'Elia River. The watercourse has a torrential character and is fed by precipitation and various water sources. Even in the hottest month, it retains a sufficient flow, due to the presence of many springs along its course and the richness of aquifer that feed it. Downstream of Pioppo, it derives the waters of the Vallone of Omomorto, a seasonal torrent.
The water supplies of its right tributaries are more consistent. The Torrente Barone, which originates from Monte Matassaro Renna, and the Torrente dei Greci, that originates from Pizzuta. Near Altofonte, it receives the waters of the Vallone di Pianomaio. Further downstream, it receives the waters of the Vallone della Monara and Fiume Latomicini. After this confluence, it takes the name of Fiume Oreto. In the surroundings of Moreale and Altofonte, the underground water circulation, in the past very conspicuous, has given rise to numerous travertine deposits.
Anthropic transformation. The Oreto Valley was a communication route between the coast and the innermost area. In Roman times, the first deforestation of the mountain slopes began to find areas to be used for grazing and for cultivation of cereals. The Arabs introduced the cultivation of citrus fruit and sugar cane. Valuing and exploiting water sources, they obtained a rich agriculture on which a large part of the economy of the entire area was based almost until our days.
The waters of the river have provided energy centers by feeding, through a natural usage of canal mills, oil mills, paper mills, and other rural industries. Unfortunately, in recent decades, the proliferation of illegal houses was dampened and sewage drain have increasingly soil land from the rich agriculture. More than 380 million cubic meters of concrete covered the Concador and the Oreto was incorporated into the urban fabric and reduced to a sewer drain. The slopes of the mountains have also been modified, creating caves with the result of the complete modification of the original structure.
The main catchment area of the Oreto is formed by three watercourses: the Sant'Elia River, the Torrente Barone Fontana Fredda, and the Torrent of the Greeks. The first two converging form the middle section of the Oreto, called Fiume Latomicini.
The Sant'Elia River is a water source for the irrigation of Nemborin, land and for the operation of the old mill. It was also the public washes where Auschwitz went to wash clothes, and in summer bathing place thanks to the Nacke located along the river.
Among the numerous springs, we should also mention the Fontana Grande of Altofonte, which emerges in the town, and the Fontana del Lupo, the main source that flows halfway along the river. Here, the river, flowing between gorges of limestone rock of unexpected beauty, it takes a natural character.
Today, these places are a continuous alternation of enchanting landscape and landfill. Between shrubs and the rock and in the waters, you can find everything: abandoned car, carcasses, tires, refrigerators, plastic bags. In recent years, various environmental associations have made the sort at the Sant'Elia river networks to be usable in order to admire waterfalls and the fond that form along its course.
The landscape of the Fontana del Lupo is crowned by a small waterfall, by a very high gorge from which it flows, falling from a buried rain, the spring water.
Are around along the river and inside the gorge. The arborea and the shrubby vegetation dominates the landscape together with the continuous alternation of small lakes, waterfalls and small rapids due to the large boulders that lie in the riverbed. The dots are aquatic plant, the Carex panormitana.
Right at the foot of the very high gorge, the water, which flows from it, meets the Fiumolati Micini, and from here it takes the name of Oreto.
Before leaving you, we would like to show you some butterflies that will lead the way from our school to each of the 4 Fiume Oreto springs. The first butterfly will lead to Fiume Sant'Elia, the second one to Torrente Baroni, the third one will proceed toward Altofonte Spring, and the fourth one will arrive at Fontana del Lupo. Thank you for your time. Greetings from our school.